Sheila madam has
switched on 2 of her sets to see which one is working, I think.
no, the second one is having audio. Other one, first one is having only video. And she has switched off both.
Yes. Welcome, Shirin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's nice that we're meeting often. At least we can keep in touch with one another.
Yes, absolutely.
Otherwise, it becomes very mundane, no?
Yes.
How
Let's see how it goes. I mean, I'm just, if it works out well, then we will sort of make a wider audience. This time it is only WGU members. So we'll create a wider audience after this. Let's see how it goes.
Sure, sure. That'll be nice.
Yes.
How many other people expected to join?
I expect about 30. Let's see.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see. But, people say they'll join, but sometimes they don't. So
that's very true.
Hi, Khorshid.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hi, I should.
Swaran, are you there? Ranjana Di, have you joined?
Yes.
Where's your video?
I am listening to you and saying
the link was not sent. I've sent her, but now she's not picking up the phone.
Sorry?
Kashmira was saying the link was not sent to her. So
how can it be? Every time the link is not sent to her.
I don't know, but,
Hi,
I've sent it, but her phone she's not picking up.
Oh boy.
I
don't know if you all are aware, Prince Philip died 99.
Yeah.
Yes, 99.
We are all very hands-on, you see, with social media.
Right. I know, and if you ask for the special this, you get the message immediately. Immediate news.
Ranjana Di, come on video. Swaran, please come on video.
So my video is on.
My video is on. What about yours?
Brenda.
We are all there. You can see Sudha. Swaran has not got her video on.
No, lovely to
Hi,
see all
Brenda.
Hello.
Hello, Ranjana.
Hi, Sudha, lovely meeting you.
Hello, Ranjana.
Yes.
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks.
As best as possible in this pandemic.
Hi. At least we can see faces.
Please welcome Mrs. Dr. Ranjana Banerjee, the president of IFUA and Yuva Asia. Ranjana Di, you know most of these people. You have Swaran, you have Sudha, who you have known for years. You have Sheila, and you have Dr. Sunita Mahajan, who I had spoken to you about. And
Yes.
you have Mrs. Shirin. She
I
is
was
here,
just
and Brenda Nesrit is here. And Sheila is, I don't know, she's trying to switch on.
Hello.
Savita is here. I don't know where she is. Savita, where are you?
Hi. Not there. Arvind.
My face is not coming on.
Why? Switch on the video.
No, it's a start video, but is it come on? Yeah, now
We can see you.
Yeah. You know, I used to use my Apple, now use the iPad. So iPad gets those signs on the top, and this one Apple gets at the bottom. So I was looking for it. So nice to see you all. Great.
Nice to see you all.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
You look the same. Absolutely the same.
Sabita, let me see you. I can't see you. Why?
Why? Yeah, really? You can't see me? I'm pretty big. Let me see now.
That's right. That's right. I've seen you now.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, Swaran.
Akansha?
Lovely white hair.
Participants.
Akansha?
Beautiful white hair.
Akansha?
Yeah.
I'm very old.
You're young at heart.
Akansha?
Yeah.
Costa, please remind Gauri to come.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good
Hi, how are we?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Pavin.
I'm here.
Pavin.
Who? Parvin.
રૂમાલ છે બહાર રાખે. રૂમાલ અંદર જ કબટ.
There must be more members of WGU.
Yes, there are. I can see the participants are quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're quite
Yeah,
1, 2,
we
3,
are
4,
12
5, 6,
people
7,
right now.
8. Yeah, we are about 15 or 20 or something.
No, we are 12 people. 2 are WGU. Hi, Joyce.
Hello, hello Purobi, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Ranjanadi, have you met Joyce Bashak?
No, I haven't. I think she's a new member.
Oh boy, she's one of our older members.
No, I don't recollect seeing her.
Okay, anyway, now we are meeting. It's nice to meet you.
Ranjanadi is our president of
Nice to
IFUA
meet
and
everybody.
president of UVA Asia.
You know,
Yes, yes.
we have, with this pandemic, we have forgotten what is a physical meeting.
I know.
And how much we used to enjoy when we went to different cities and different UWA.
That is true. This actually is quite artificial.
Absolutely.
Whatever it might be, it is a little
No, it's
artificial.
pretty here. Now it's pretty good. We keep on talking to each other. We can see each other.
At least.
Yeah, it was worse about a year ago, but now
Oh,
I think it's
God.
much better. Much better. I think we
It's
all
better.
got used to. We've all
It's
got
better
used
than
to.
nothing. It's better
Yeah,
than
yeah.
nothing. But the actual meeting part is much, much better.
Yeah, but the
Sunita
COVID has gone
is
worse.
saying that Bombay has run out of the second vaccine.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. My brother came back. He didn't get it.
So many people who are
Where did he go?
vaccine.
Sabita, which hospital did he go to?
Oh, he went to Breach Candy. He went to Wockhardt. He went to that the other one, the children's There's one children's hospital. It's also a private hospital. Private hospitals are not getting it.
Vadia must be.
No, I think it is at Haji Ali.
Opposite Millington Club.
Sunita is taking it from KEM. That is not private. That is government hospital.
Even private bulks of vaccine for our countrymen. Otherwise, the rate at which COVID is going, mortality rate is going up.
What about Kolkata?
वो लेकर आया ना?
Yes.
Hi, Gauri. Welcome.
Hello.
Because of the lead.
Welcome, Ranjana ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I must say WGU has taken out a very nice newsletter.
Thank you for your appreciation.
How long should we wait for people to join?
ચશ્માનો ઘેર છે દિવ્યા.
There are 14 of us right now.
Where is Dipti?
She maybe not join. She will probably not join. Akansha,
નહીં ચાલવાનું.
Yeah.
ઠંડુ છે.
are you expecting some more people? We are 14 of us right now. Are we expecting some more people? Because Ms. Nagarwala has not yet joined. Colin has not joined. Why don't we
Actually,
check out?
ask them to remind. Ask them to remind.
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
he reminded me, so I
Just
came and I forgot.
check with Merlin. Check with.
There is.
Okay, madam. Hi, Sabita ma'am.
Hi, how are you? I'm sorry I forgot about yours yesterday. I have to be reminded.
No problem. No problem. There is
And
a recording.
today also, I had told her to remind me, so she reminded me just about 20 minutes ago. So
There is
yes,
a
in the
recording.
morning-
We can send you the link of recording. You can see.
yeah. And college has started giving lectures. So I'm doing Zoom.
Actually, you have started online.
I know.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these
So
online
since
lectures
last
making us mad. You're in Sabita, you all are doing it in semesters.
yes, this is my third semester on Zoom on Google Meet. Third
Yeah.
semester doing on Google Meet.
We are doing second and fourth simultaneously.
We are doing all of them on Google Meet.
All semesters are online.
All semesters are going.
And even corrections.
Corrections, no, we did a different kind of a system. It was 14 marks. We were doing earlier the first 2 semesters we had done internal assessment. So this time I have started internal assessment
Kashmira.
already.
I'm
Yeah. And it's
They're
so much
giving
of
them short, those things. 60
Yeah,
marks
very
paper.
good on. Switch to active speaker.
Hi, Dino.
Now say hi. Now say hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Dino.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Very
Hi.
fresh. Farshad, you are looking very fresh.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Kashmira.
You managed.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I said hi. Am
Hi.
I not? Am I? Yeah, I'm not muted.
Kashmira was a known
No,
face.
no, you're not muted. We can hear you.
We'll wait for a couple or two more people and then we'll.
Sudha, how are you keeping? Sudha's mute.
Who's that question to?
Who's asking whom?
Yeah.
Who's asking whom? We don't know.
So I'm asking you, how are you?
You means who? Give the name.
You mean?
Yeah, how are you? How are
Give
you,
the
Swaran?
name.
How are you, Swaran?
I'm okay, thanks. Nice to see you all.
Yeah.
Great to see you all.
So that's a good thing, graying your hair. Shall I do the same? I did try it once.
Hey, Pavin.
I gave it up. Right back.
Shall we
That's a
start?
good.
No, I've got two more people who I expect to join now. If they don't, we'll start.
Actually, tell them to remind you. It often happens.
I think so. Give them a reminder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
give them a
told
reminder.
Akansha to do that. Yeah.
Tell Akansha to ring. Somebody called me. I think that other guy. Whatever his name is.
Kostav.
Kosto, he called me.
Kostav or Akansha, please call up Merlin and Mrs. Nagarwala.
He's calling, ma'am.
Merlin has joined, so we've got Merlin here. Mrs. Nagarwala, once she comes, we'll start off because these are all confirmed people who have said they will join. Others, whoever comes, they'll join in.
How many have accepted?
About 14.
Okay.
And Akansha has got acceptance of another 12, which I don't know them. So I don't know. Let's see. These are people I know personally. So that's why I said I'm confident that there are about 14 of us. Merlin, please get your video up and your audio up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Merlin. Do you know me? Kashmira.
Hi.
Kashmira.
Kashmira, we know you. You're also.
I'm talking to Merlin. She is a member of the Club of Corporate.
Acha.
Hi, Kashmira.
So
You're
how
not
about
allowed,
showing?
you're
How
not
about
allowed
showing
to talk
Merlin's
about
face?
diet here. This is WGU meeting.
I just said hi, Merlin.
You didn't say hi. You were going to introduce yourself as Alliance member. Sorry. This is CCAC.
Hi, Kashmira. I'm a WGU member, life member too.
Yes, Merlin.
And you are Merlin. Okay, Vasudev. Okay.
Is Merlin
Fine.
Montero and married has become Vasudev Montero.
So does anyone know anything about the vaccines? Are they?
Yeah, Nika, you're not able to get them in private hospitals.
Oh.
None of them, none of the private hospitals, except the Parsi hospital also, I think didn't have it. The Parsi hospital, the CC, the
Come on in with my
children's hospital.
iPhone.
Hi.
Who's this with iPhone?
Hello.
Hello, Sudha ma'am.
Hi.
Who's come on with iPhone?
I have come with the iPhone.
No. Somebody's come in with iPhone without a visual, without your video on and an audio on. So I can't make out. So once Mrs. Nagarwala comes, we'll start off.
How are we, ma'am? Good evening.
Oh, there is Manjula. Hi, Manjula. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi,
Manjula,
ma'am.
Dr. Ranjana Banerjee is here, who you keep on talking on phone. This is Manjula Patel, our treasurer in WGU.
Okay, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we will, Gauri, I can't see you.
What the-
Please come up. I
Pardon,
think
tell me.
we'll start. I don't want to wait for Mrs. Nagarwala. Let her join as she comes in.
Okay.
Has she confirmed?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
let's start
Akansha,
now.
just check out.
Let's start.
Akansha,
Let's
check out. I'm just starting the meeting.
Yeah.
Akansha. Kostab. Kostab. Gauri.
I'm there. I'm
Come
there.
up, yaar. Where are you?
I'm there.
Let's see you. Okay, because you are the first speaker after I speak. So I
Okay.
think I'll just start. Let people join, but let me just start. Friends, okay, Mrs. Nagarwala will join in 10 minutes, which is okay. Okay, guys.
Let's start.
Yes. Now, friends, I'm so happy to see all of you because it's been a while since we have really met. And this open session was something we all wanted to do so that we all got together. And this is it's an initiative of the Consumer and Civic Affairs Committee. And we've tried to get as many WGU members together because we felt that the lockdown has been a different kind of an experience for all of us. And somebody has done something, somebody has done something else, somebody has done nothing. So we just wanted to see whether we could share our experiences and how we really spend this time in this 1 year. For me, it has been a paradigm shift in my life. I don't want to get into it, but it's been a paradigm shift in my life, and things which I never dreamt I would do, I have done. And you know, human tenacity is something to be believed when you are actually put in an odd situation. So, which is something I've learned in this lockdown. So I will just recap for you what we had decided that the topics would be. One would be a new hobby which you had picked up, pursuance of any creative talent or passion, any interesting experience, any effort to increase bonding. Please mute yourselves. Please mute yourselves. Any effort to increase bonding of a long lost, forgotten relationship, and what was the result? These are, you know, broadly what we are going to be doing. We'll have the session is going to be opened by Ms. Gauri Chavria, who's the president of WGU. CCAC was started by Mrs. Swaran Kohli, so she will share her experiences. We have some stalwarts with us today. We have got Swaran, we have got Sudha. I would like to mention here that I miss Mrs. Tara Sarapur a lot because she, you know, my entire journey with WGU has been with 3-4 people, and out of which Tanas has been a huge figure. And I miss her a lot. And she was the first woman chartered accountant in India. And she has, her contribution towards WGU accounts has been huge. So, you know, I always pay obeisance to Tanas. And we lost Mr. Anthony Dias' son. What is his name? Chico. I call him Chico. I call him Chico, but he's got a full proper name. Now, he died very young, and I have still not been able to get over that shock because every time I used to go to WGU, I used to look forward to the kind of food that he would whip up for me. And they were always very different kinds of things, which I've learned from him. And the kind of amras that he used to make, I've never been able to get it again. So, Chico, wherever you are, we remember you a lot.
What was sad was that both father and son went within short time.
Short time, right.
And I don't want to talk about others. We have lost a lot of other people, but these two were the people who were very closely associated with WGU. So I would like to kick off the session. Now, friends, I hope you have a good time. And if you do a good job of this, we will sort of expand the ambit and next time have people from IFUA and from other NGOs as well. Now, the session will be opened by Advocate Gauri Chavria, who is the president of WGU. She is a practicing advocate at Mumbai High Court. She has been a visiting professor at Government Law College and Hinduja College. She is also the international vice president of Vishwa Sindhi Seva Sangha. Of course, she is involved in many other activities. Due to paucity of time, I will not get into the details. Gauri, over to you.
Thank you so much and for the wonderful words you spoke. A very warm and very cordial welcome to each of you present here today in this August gathering, which we are on the Zoom cloud. And it's wonderful that we are having this topic on lockdown because that is what we have been experiencing. And now again from tomorrow in Maharashtra, we are having lockdown for the weekends. So as far as WGU is concerned, let me talk first. Here we also had some ups and downs because we never knew when to start and how to start and all. But somehow everything is regularized now, and we are started with a lot of activities. This is one of our wonderful first program which Purobi Ghosh has taken. So I really compliment to her also for taking the efforts. Of course, we did have internal programs of computer and other scholarship programs. So we are trying to tie knots. We did some charity programs also in WGU, distribution of ration and all, as you all will see in the newsletter which I have focused. But now, as we are having our new team coming up in the month of April, I'm sure this year we will be doing much better than what we have lost last year. So this was about WGU. Now let me come about the lockdown. Whereas, as you all know, we are lawyers and we have been so active and we are hardly in the house. We always had complaint with our family members that you all don't give us time. But this was the time, when we got a time to be with our families. Now, I was just as the lockdown was declared by Prime Minister Modi. So my younger sister, she said, no, you cannot stay alone as I stay alone in Andheri. So she and my brother-in-law in the night at 10 o'clock, they picked me up and I took my baggage, whatever possible and whatever things I had to just pack it up. And I went to house. I never knew at that time that the lockdown is going to be so long and maybe for a year I would be away from my house. I have come to my house only back on 21st of January as 22nd was my birthday. I decided that I'm going to start my new year from my house. So 50 days I was with my younger sister. And at that time, we were a little bit in the beginning with a little bit of panic and fear as we never knew all of us how things should go on and how this thing is going to, pandemic is going to be. And that fear was there. Society had very difficult rules and all. I will not go much into that. What I did in 50 days was I used to help her in cutting vegetable and I used to do a lot of reading and maybe a little bit of laundry and all because she did not allow me to do a lot of the work of cooking and cleaning vessels and all as we never had servants. She never had a servant. So after 50 days, I shifted to my elder sister's house, who is a lawyer. She has two lovely daughters and they work in the house and husbands and they had two servants. So things were much more comfortable there. And there in my younger sister's house, I used to feel bad because they were working themselves, husband and wife. But here we had servants and I could do a lot of other, like I had to do nothing, but still they used to like me to cook. So sometimes I used to prepare good dishes. Another thing, what I did was my sister had taken up a task of giving daily breakfast to 50 people, they were all those people who were working in their building as security guards and they were not getting breakfast during lockdown, but they were getting only lunch and dinner. So breakfast, she took up my sister and I used to help her early in the morning. I used to get up at 7 and help her in chopping the potatoes or onions or whatever. I mean, sometimes we prepared upma, pawa, puri bhaji, sabudana, khichdi and all this thing and a big vessel of things for 50 people we used to give. So that was a little bit of contribution which I thought I can do. Now, what do I do there? I mean, I was very happy for as you thought about the bounding, because I used to not be able to spend time with my elder sister. She is 10 years older to me. So this was the time when I got time to spend with her. We had good relations, good bounding. We used to sing bhajans and songs together. And then I thought of doing something, like I started writing a book there while I was there. I just send a small 2 lines SMSs to maybe some 100 people of my friends. I would like to interview you all and whether you all will share your experiences during lockdown. And very prominent people came forward. And once I thought I had enough, then I did not bother to pursue anybody. And about 26 people's interview I have put in my book. And that was a wonderful experience. And it took a lot of time also. Time in sense 1.5 months, but day and night I worked because I wanted to launch it as early as possible. So I was very nice that I could get good peoples for the launch, because I had on the Zoom cloud on 3rd August. We had Kumar Ketkar, who is the Rajya Sabha member, and we had Mr. Prakash Hinduja. So these all big people were there, and I launched my book. I must tell you, the courier charges what I sent to the chief guest for the books were very heavy. To get the publisher was difficult. In Bombay, we had no publishers. I got a publisher from Pondicherry. But these were all some challenges which I faced, and my nieces also helped me. And for editing and all, also some of the professors who had good contact in the college, Manik Bin Nanavati College, and maybe my friends, some of them. Besides the Google Docs corrections, it was important to do the editing. So I distributed to my friends. Somebody was colonel, somebody was lawyer, and somebody was a professor from Government Law College. So somehow I managed in a week's time to do the editing. And of course, the publisher did the professional editing also. So this is how I had a wonderful experience. And today the book is Challenges in the Times of Lockdown. It is available. I would just like to read a paragraph of the poems on lockdown, which is there, written by Advocate Prakash Chaudhary, whom I think some of you all know. He stays in South Bombay. The name of the poem is Band. This was the time when things were very bad, when you all saw the laborers running here and there. So, uh, Band. बंद ने कितना डरा दिया है, भूख से मरना सिखा दिया है, मौत है दिखती हर मोड़ पर, ये कैसा मौसम बना दिया है, बीमार को कौन संभाले, क्या और उपचार नहीं है, प्यासे को पानी नहीं मिलता, खाने का सामान नहीं है, एक कमरे में परिवार जो रहते, हवा और रोशनदान नहीं है, कोई है रोता कोई चिल्लाता, कोई है पढ़ता कोई है गाता, ईंधन नहीं चूल्हे के खातिर, आता नहीं रोटी के खातिर, बूंद बूंद को तरसे महिला, दूध नहीं बच्चे के खातिर, दर्द से जो कहरा रहे हैं, हृदय रोग से पीड़ित रोगी, इनका कोई उपचार नहीं है, कोई आवागमान नहीं है, शोषती वंचित निर्बल निर्धन, अंधा गूंगा लंगड़ा बहरा, बंद ने इनको बेमौत मारा, ये कैसा आलम बना दिया है, बंद ने कितना डरा दिया है, बंद ने कितना डरा दिया. So there are a few poems also in my book. This is not the time this year now, but when it had started, the actual position was so bad. So after spending 2.5 months in my elder sister's house and having a good bonding and lot of loving times, and I used to make very good dishes for them, and they used to love. I used to tell them, "Arey, I'm going to cook, and you people, what if you all don't like?" They said, "We will never say we will not like, because then you will stop cooking for us." So I enjoyed making a lot of good things, whatever they like, it is my hobby. Cooking is my hobby. But once I started my law, Purobi, let me tell you, cooking and all, I had no time at all. But this was the time when once again I started my work of trying some new recipes, and with the YouTubes and all, I could really check it up again if I've forgotten any spices. And my biryani, I had put on the photo also. I think all of you all must have seen in the beginning. So then after 2.5 months, on the day of 3rd August, when I launched my book, I shifted to my younger brother's house because my niece was going to get married on the 29th of April. On the 20th or 30th of August. So I thought I will go and help them for the wedding. I being little bit of middle age, so I thought I can run around with my sister-in-law. My elder brother and elder sister cannot help because they also have some health issues. So I had a wonderful time in my younger brother's house because we have lovely niece and nephew. The wedding was there in Taj. It went on well. Of course, we did have in family some COVID cases and all later on. but that was another one experience. We knew how to deal with it and how to do things and all that. So on the whole, now I have back to my house and now I'm more confident how I can stay on my own. I don't have that panic and fear. If something happens also, I know how to deal with it. So this is what I have learned during the entire 1 year. Earlier on the beginning, what panic and fear we had, that all now we have seen. Like even if tomorrow I'm going to get a COVID, I know I have to take my medicines, I have to be in quarantine, and I have not to panic. And another one thing very important, what I feel, I put it for myself, that you should have your regular routine. You should be smartly dressed all the time as you are. You should feel that no, I'm ready, this is my time, I have to be in the office, like how some of the working people do. As though we lawyers, I did go and attend. I have visited High Court couple of times. I went to some tribunals. I conducted one lovely case of one of my friend because it was difficult for him to get a lawyer. I said, but then you have to.
Gauri, we have lost you. We have lost you, Gauri. Sunita ji, we have lost her.
Yeah, I mean, I am not the host. You will have to.
No, I have lost her. We cannot hear her now. She's
Yeah.
gone on mute.
You
You
know,
got on mute, Gauri. Gauri, can we move on?
Gauri, it is 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just last. I'm concluding it. That's all.
Bolo.
I'm concluding it. I already said this is the last. I'm concluding by once again welcoming Ranjana Banerjee and congratulating her to be the IFOA president and also to be the president of UA Asia. And it is really wonderful to see you in this platform here. And we WGU are always there for any type of support and cooperation during your tenure. Thank you so much for inviting me, Purobhi. Thank you.
Thank you, Gauri, for such a lovely sharing of your experience. Now, I will request Mrs. Swaran Kohli to come up and talk to us. Swaran has done her law, but she has devoted her entire life to public interest duties. She has been the ex-president, trustee, and chairperson of various committees in WGU for very many years. I mean, I don't really have to list it out. These people are stalwarts of WGU. All of us know about it. And she is, of course, associated with several other NGOs, leading NGOs in senior capacities. I mean, as trustees and managing committee members. Somewhere she's the president. So I'm not getting into all the details. Swaran, please take over.
What do you want me to talk?
On CCAC, I told you. Yes. CCAC, its evolution and how it came about and what do you think it should be?
I don't know. Memories are short, if you all remember. I go back to, say, around 1978, 76. That's the time that the situation of the marketplace was very bad. It was a complete seller's market. And there was no labeling. There was no labeling. There was no weight and measure. Things were sold loose. You will find sugar was sold in wet newspaper during the monsoon. And when you took it up with the shops that why don't you put it in a little plastic, they would say, oh, koi paisa nahi dega utna jada. So they wouldn't, because the main thing is that they got away with it. They didn't have to do it because the consumers also were at their mercy. So that is the time we took up the packaging. We took up that they should be in, we got the BMC to, there was a lot of adulteration of loose. Most of the stuff was sold loose. The masalas were sold loose. And I don't want to mention what were the things that were used in the masalas. Nobody will then feel like having the next meal. So the BMC, we had the BMC put up the exhibitions. So BMC Food and Drugs Department showed as to what is the ingredient used to adulterate the different kind of masalas and other things. Same thing was with the drugs. how the spurious drugs were sold. They looked identical like the actual drugs. So these were the initial, what we did to educate the consumers, to show them through the government agencies what was happening in the marketplace. And that is how the consumer organizations came into being, and we all felt that it is our job, that we must also create awareness amongst our members so they know what to buy and what not to buy, also the weight was short, etc. So I don't want to go to too much of detail, but I'm trying to tell you how the adulteration took place and how everything was sold. Then that is how, with our lot of persistence, the package commodity order, I think in 1972 or 78, we managed to have it passed. After the package commodity order, now you find you have the ingredients, you have the price, you have the date of expiry, you have the manufacturer, all that. Nothing was there. This is all we managed to do by lobbying with the government and the different states. So when you look at those labels, remember that all the work has been done by people like you all. That is how we managed to succeed to get the packaging done. That is one area. Other area is also about the advertising, which I want to mention. Advertising was haywire. I don't know if you all remember that there was this Sherry Louis. Sherry Louis was a slimming center, and they used to give powder and promise that if you consume so many packets of this powder, you will lose your weight and you'll become so slim. From a big fat person, you become a really nice slim person. They used to give the photographs and all that. So we had those powders tested, and lo and behold, they were very harmful. There had been very serious cases with those. The other one that I want to mention was this TABE clinic. It used to have a picture of a hunchback person who cannot get up. And they used to also have certain kind of drugs and exercises, due to which if you did that, तो आप बिल्कुल सीधा हो जाओगे, which was all humbug. That also we got it closed. So they could not carry on with the advertisement of that TABE clinic. So these are just a long time back. Today we will not realize how the situation was. So I want to tell that we have to keep our ears and eyes open because of the advertising. And the tall claim advertisements have been there. We managed to stop advertising for children because they were making the children ask for all kind of stuff, which is not healthy. I think that's enough. Or you want me to say anything more?
Do you want to say something about how you started CCSE?
CCSE, that is how CCSE started, because we found that all these problems were existing. So some of us got together and started the Consumer and Civic Affairs Committee.
Do you remember who they were along with you?
I'll have to think about it. I'll give it to you once. My memory is not that.
Okay, sure.
I will definitely give you the rest of the people who are.
Okay, Sudha, do you remember?
No, Sudha was not that time part of CCS.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Swaran. Now, whenever you think like interjecting, please do it.
Yeah.
Now, let me invite Dr. Sudha Padye to speak a few words and a sharing of her experience in the lockdown. So, Sudha, let me introduce you. She has been a past president. She has been past trustee of WGU. She has been past president of IFUA, that is Indian Federation of University Women's Association. Sudha is a doctorate and her research was in solid state physics. She has taught applied physics in Nirmala Niketan, and since then she has been deeply involved in issues of women empowerment and spread of scientific culture, and associated with many other NGOs, of which she is also a founding member. I'm not going to name them, they are pretty big, but at this time, since we are running out of time, let me just allow her to speak. Sudha, please come in.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, Sudha, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. Nice to see you all. Now, Purobi, in your program, you have said I should give glimpse into the history of WGU, but now you are saying I should talk about the lockdown period.
Yes.
So what you want me to do?
I want you to just speak your heart out like Gauri did. That is fine with us.
No, but I was all prepared to give you a glimpse into the history of WGU.
Please do, please do, please
Anyway, let me start with that.
Yes, sure.
Because at the centenary celebrations, when we had the law seminar, we brought out this book, which is called A 100-Year Journey of the period 1915 to 2015. I think many of you members, have you seen this book?
No. Not me. Not me.
History of WGU.
I have not seen.
All of you must be aware, and each and everybody should read that book. The first two sections, section 1 covering 1915 to 1975, our golden jubilee year. Mrs. Dina Ahmadullah, our member who was the past president of WGU from 58 to 60, and very renowned lawyer also. And she compiled, you can imagine, to compile 1915 to 1975. It was quite an Herculean task, but she has done it in a very lucid and nice language. I don't know how she found all the records and all the things we did before we, up to 75, our golden jubilee. Then next period was 76 to 85. She covered these 10 years. And the third period, 86 to 15, which Jayashri Basak did, who was the secretary at the time of our centenary celebrations. Actually, having this consolidated history of WGU, we were thinking in the managing committee in the years 13-14 that we must bring out a book. So myself and our past vice president, Mrs. Vidya Randive, we sat together, we got hold of all the annual reports from 85 onwards to 1915 to 2015. We compiled each and every activity, and then Jayashri came forward that she will take over and do the whole thing. We handed over notes to her, and she has really done a good job. It's not easy to go through all those and compile everything. So why I don't want to tell you many things, that during the period when we didn't have the building, you see, when I joined WGU in the 60s, our WGU office was on New Marine Lines, the French Bank building next to the College of Home Science and Social Work of Nirmala Niketan. And I was attracted to WGU when I, as a student of PhD, along with my colleagues who were doing MSc, some other girls, we went for the reception WGU held on the lawns of the University of Bombay, next to the Convocation Hall. And there we met the ladies of WGU and we came to know about WGU. What attracted us was the foreign scholarships that through WGU were given by some of the international federations. We were part of WGU after being founded in 15. We founded, along with Calcutta, UWA and others, Indian Federation of University Women, which was affiliated to the international. So these foreign scholarships, and I'm proud to say one of our famous scientists, Dr. Mrs. Kamala Sohni, who retired as Director of Institute of Science, was the first recipient of this scholarship. Then there were many others following that. So this is one of the advantages of becoming a WGU member. You are affiliated to IFUA and IFU, and then you are exposed, you meet all the eminent women in different fields, and you interact with them, you gain many more things, and you learn a lot of things. So that was the first thing. Then in the early 70s or even late 60s. You see, I joined the managing committee, and then one by one, and then the WGU committee were thinking of having a working women's hostel in the city of Bombay, so that we could facilitate a place, have our own place also, where a safe and secure place will be there for the working women coming from different parts of India to a metropolitan city like Bombay.
Sorry,
So,
sorry
we
to
scouted for land, went to the government.
Sudha, sorry to interfere. Where were you before this building? Where were you people operating from?
It was the French Bank building next to the
Hall. Queen's Road,
Theosophy Hall. It was, yes, in the French Bank building. I met Swaran there only. We were, I think, contemporaries.
Okay.
And when she started working for consumerism, I started working for the counseling and guidance.
Yes.
I was a member of the membership committee. So those two things we had, the Tea Party and the membership committee used to interview the women who applied for membership of WGU. And it was very good because we could interact with them. We should tell them what WGU stood for, what are the advantages of being members of Indian and international federations face to face. And many more members we got that way. So I wish we could continue those practices and try to get more members, tell the working women that women are very good at time management, so they can easily manage working as well as, contributing and gaining from organization like ours.
Yeah, the convocation is very necessary. We must follow it.
Yeah, it is.
After the convocation, you must enroll people.
Yeah, so there I met Mrs. Kamal Karmarkar and she induced me. She said, no, you must come and join. And several of my science friends also, they were there and they were scholarship holders like Mrs. Kamla Soni and Dr. Sumati Bide. They had international scholarships through WGU. And this way I got involved. The Counseling and Guidance Committee started when Firoza was the president. And Pushpa Singhavi was a social worker and a lawyer. So we used to go to the schools and we initiated. We went to the secondary school board secretaries, chairman, and told them that we must have counselors in every school. It is very necessary that the students should be counseled properly as to what aptitude they have and what the intelligence test and aptitude test must be performed. And we helped from WGU for these students to get this test done from St. Xavier's Academy, where Miss Bengali was in charge. Later on, she became Vice Chancellor of Bombay University. She was very much there in the committee and we all worked. We are very fortunate to have all MSWs from TISS working for us, and they themselves manned our center when the hostel was built and a center was created there. You see, so all that was really very important, that we should do the counseling, and not only educational counseling, vocational counseling, but social counseling, marital counseling, family counseling is very, very important. But in those days, and even now, stigma is attached to a person who goes to a counselor. And people say the person has mental illness. It's not so. It's not so. So everybody can take help from these counselors, and that is how. Then, as I was teaching at Nirmala Niketan next door, I took more and more part. We used to have so many orations. The oration was started after the Golden Jubilee celebrations. The Golden Jubilee Fund was created for that. Then we had the Vice President of India, we had the Vice Chancellors, we had the Education Ministers, we had Margaret Mead, the famous anthropologist, her lecture. Then when our hostel was built in the hall, we had even exhibitions by women who had contributed. Then we had exhibitions on education and so many other subjects. So I feel that younger women must be infused to join our organization and contribute to the upliftment of women, to empowerment of women. They can contribute in many ways. It's not only that they contribute, that they gain also by becoming member of our organization. By being with women, in all walks of life. Educated women, learned women, they learn so many things. For example, with this organization, you learn so many things about, see, I never knew anything about law. I never knew because I had no time to study law. But joining the organizations, hearing all the lectures and things, it really helped me. Similarly, all the other subjects, the science and technology, there are so many subjects. There are arts, it's architecture. So I feel that we should. And coming to back to this history, I feel everybody should. I think we have sent a copy, Ranjana.
Yes.
If we headquarters also, if we headquarters. Did you get this copy?
Which copy?
Just find in your records. Or please check office bearers of WGU whether we have done that. Jayashri, do you remember?
Yeah, it was sent to
Sending to
Calcutta.
people.
We sent to all
Sheila?
the branches. All the
They had
branches.
given to all the committee, all the
You have
members.
I don't remember
So
seeing it at
please
all.
go through all the different here, and even now for more programs, we can get ideas from the programs our mothers held at WGU. Very interesting for empowerment of women, for knowledge, for infusing women to take part in public affairs, be aware what is going on, take part in the legislation made regarding women. There were many things in the book where WGU has succeeded. Joining other organizations is also one of the ways. We have to work in collaboration with other like-minded organizations, you see. And now we have a nice, our own hall where we host, but it's not necessary. We can also go to others also and have these programs. So I think I have covered in 5 minutes. What else you want me to tell?
I think if anybody has any questions,
Well,
we'll
in
take it
this
at the end.
lockdown period, I am a believer in taking care of oneself. Please follow all the rules. Please take care of yourself. Wear mask. Have a proper diet. Have proper exercise at home. Don't be foolhardy that nothing will happen to you. It's not like that. You have to be careful. You have to be careful about your own health as well as others. You see, by not wearing mask, you expose others also, isn't it? And I got time to pursue my hobbies. You see, reading, listening to, and this tool of science and technology, this computer, this on the the Zoom and the Google Meet, we should take help. As a learned organization of women graduates from all fields, we should not fight shy of using this tool. And we have a computer center, so we are doing well now. The computer center is helping, and all of you are also learning, and including me. I'm also a novice in this. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sudha. Thank you for such a brilliant speech. Now, I invite our President of Indian Federation of University Women's Association, IFUA, and the President of University Women of Asia, UA Asia, Dr. Ranjana Banerjee. She is also a member of the Graduate Women International in the Fellowship Committee, and she's a professor with Loreto College at Calcutta University. She's got many other things, but I'm just shorting it up. Ranjana ji, please come on board.
Thank you, Puravi. I must give a really big thanks to WGU for organizing this program and inviting me, although we are all, if you are members, to come and share. I'm enjoying this little conversation with all of you. The most important thing is I'm seeing faces which I perhaps would not have been able to see if you didn't have the Zoom platform. There are many new faces to me. They may be old members of WGU, but meeting Sheila, Swaran, Sabita, Sudha, Kashmira, and Jayashri, when I saw your face, I recognized that, yes, I had seen you in the WGU hall. So it's a wonderful experience, friends, to be able to see each other visually, which is the biggest significant part of human bonding. we as a gregarious animal, we cannot live in isolation. Now, speaking as Purvi asked me to speak about my experience in this pandemic, this lockdown has really helped us learn many things in life. As we are cursing this COVID disease, at the same time, we come to understand that individually and socially, we have acquired many things. Perhaps the things that we could not even think of, dream of doing, we have achieved it, we have done it. And at all stages of life, the biggest thing that we have achieved is learning to adjust to challenges. The challenges could be of different kinds, but each in their respective fields has faced difficulties, shortcomings, but has lived through it. And we yet do not know what the future holds for us. So the training that we are getting every day to counter this environment has been a great one. The one thing that for me personally that we were able to do from our college is that at our college, when we were physically there, we had something called a women's cell. And this women's cell is nothing but extra classes given to the daughters of the domestic workers in the vicinity. And those staff who took their classes after 3 p.m. thrice a week were actually the retired teachers of Loreto College, assisted with those who are still working. I must tell you, their capacity to absorb was no less than one who has completed the schooling. But because of the lack of training and the first generation learners, it was difficult. So when lockdown started, everything stopped. Whatever little we could educate them face to face, that was perhaps getting lost because there was no practice. And first generation learners cannot learn anything from home. So that was the time when the staff of Loreto College came together once again and we contributed money and we bought these whose parents are rickshaw pullers or shopkeepers, mothers working as domestic helps in the residences, no work, nobody would allow their parents to get into the house. We contributed money and we bought them smartphones, ordinary smartphones, nothing hi-fi. And as luck would have it, we had one staff member who was living close by. But because giving them a smartphone doesn't mean anything unless they know how to operate. And they were so happy to see that instrument because they've never seen it in their life. And they said, Mataji, ye kaise chalu rahega? Isme kya dikhai jayega? So we said, तुम लोग को पढ़ने को लिखाई पढ़ाई के लिए हम लोग ये दे रहे हैं तुमको, इसको सीखो, संभालने सीखो. And they learned. And believe you me, till date, those young girls have learned the use of smartphones in their slum areas. We contributed money and gave each of them one. The best part that we appreciate in them, we used to teach them over the platform what is COVID, because they came and asked us, ye kis tarah ka bimari hai? We taught them the protective measures. And I'm very happy to say that from that particular slum, there was not a single COVID case. That is our achievement. That they listened to us over the Zoom and they taught their parents because the parents didn't know anything. We kept in touch with them thrice with the smartphone almost 5 days a week. And we taught many things. Yes, of course, physically we can teach them more, with which they've at least learned to protect and safeguard themselves. So that was an achievement of the staff members of Loreto College during this pandemic. Now, in the lockdown period, personally, the most important thing that I've learned is that at no point of time we must become complacent and satiated because we need to happen tomorrow. When suddenly everything closed down, when nothing was available, when there was a tremendous rush of collecting the food grains inside the house, we thought, what worse can happen? There were deaths all around. We were thinking, when will the vaccine come? Not knowing that 1 year is going to be like this. Aged parents, children at home, pregnant mothers, what kind of difficult situations every family had. So we, in our own area, we made up a community center. And the community center went beyond and across all ages. It was what we call in Bengali language a para. And a small community center in the para took place just to look after the different houses comprising of different aged people, different young children, cases of depression, loneliness. Of course, we didn't have to face any suicidal cases. Giving them company, talking to them, all this we did just to keep them going. And the most important thing that I learned, apart from, yes, cooking we had to do, we didn't have maids, we had to take care of the house, we had to take classes, as Savita would say, those online classes, no fun in the online classes. But the best thing is that I really mastered my knowledge of technology. I can never imagine doing things that I've done and I'm doing over the computer. So to us, the computer was emails, a printout, and we were very happy with that. But truly speaking, when you are in pits and you do not have anything else to do, you are compelled to learn. And we learned not only the use of the YouTube for cooking, development of skills and hobbies, because nothing to do but at home. As we mastered those, we mastered this most important 21st century mechanism of learning to make and maximize the use of technology at different levels for all our different kinds of work. Today we say we are paper free. So all kinds of payments are being done over the net. Did we ever think of it? We had a darwan or a driver or ourselves who took it from us and deposited, but we've learned it. And the most important thing that I have learned is resilience to stress. No, it is human that we easily become stressed. That is the part, that's the way the human psyche is. We are adjusted and used to a pattern or a lifestyle. And when we move away from that, confronting serious and severe issues, we are very easily stressed. But this is the time I learned that one has to nurture, has to cultivate the capacity to be resilient to stress, because that will not lead you anywhere. On the contrary, sit back and think not only of protecting yourself, but what you can do, what best you can do at this time, apart from our professional dealings, that will help the individual and that will help go down generations, that this was the time. As I keep telling my grandchildren over the phone, that, you know, we always heard of a bubonic plague, of flu, Spanish flu. But what it is like, that is something that we learned now in our lifetime. And did we ever imagine this would happen to us? However, thanks once again to technology and a spirit of friendship and bonding, we are still close at heart with one another. And that is what's keeping us going, whether we are members of WGU, if you are UWA, LSG, never mind. We are all together, bonding very well, concerned about each other, interacting with one another. So life really didn't stop for us, even in this lockdown. And my prayer to Almighty is help India, especially India, because we have many difficulties and constraints. Help India to come out of this disastrous disease and help the economy and the people and the development of the country as quickly as is possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Banerjee. It was such a pleasant
Thank you very
sharing
much.
your experiences with us. And you being a professor are always prolific with your language. So now I introduce Dr. Sunita Mahajan, who is our managing committee member and chairperson of the computers committee of WGU. This is her second term as the chairperson. She has recently held an online course for WGU members on, I don't know how many of you know of this, of online banking services and cashless transactions, which was a huge success. Because I, as a chairperson of computer committee, could not get a single managing committee member to come and train themselves, but she got everybody on board on Zoom, which was a magnificent exercise. She is a doctorate in computer technology. She has been in software development and maintenance for many years. She retired from BARC and then joined SNDT to teach. She has been active in the field of computer education. She has also worked as the acting principal of MCA course at the Institute of Computer Science, Mumbai Education Trust, which is MET at Bandra. Over to you, Sunita.
Thank you, Puravi. It was such a nice introduction, and it is a pleasant experience I had with WGU. Today, listening to Gauri and Swarnji and Sudhaji, and of course Ranjana ji, it was so enlightening for people like me. And whatever special thing they are doing, the earlier trials and tribulations that Sudhaji and Swarnji faced, and the current problems that Ranjana madam solved taking help of the technology, they're really great. I mean, whatever she was saying, we just held one workshop for getting everybody to know about what is online banking, and when you can't go to the bank, how you can get the money and do the transaction. That's all. I won't take much of your time. I'm supposed to moderate the other
You were
speakers.
supposed to be the moderator, but we are so few numbers that I thought let her speak only now.
Okay, I'll speak once. And the only thing I would like to say is since the lockdown started, I experienced that the youngsters I stay in a colony. The youngsters in the colony were so good that they sort of volunteered to help all of us. We could not go down because the age limit was such that I used to think Corona is sitting everywhere and he will jump on me. So we never go out. But they managed to give us everything, all the food stuff, anything, with the help of WhatsApp groups. We managed everything. And that is when I realized that really the spirit of helping and camaraderie exists here also. And that was very good thing that pandemic taught me. And another thing was the resilience that we are all facing, that if you are stopped at one place because of pandemic, we couldn't go out. So immediately the technology came to our help. We started having Zoom meetings, and it turned out to be so nice that sitting in our own room, we could attend so many different lectures. We could gain so much of knowledge and meet everybody. Especially the course taught me that how all of us could learn by talking to each other. It was very nice experience. So lockdown was in a way bad, and it was very, very bad for people who had to have earned money daily. But for others, people like me, it was like kala pani. We had to sit in the house. For 1 year, I didn't go out of the house. So that was bad, but still we could sit in front of the computer and meet everybody. So that was another good thing that happened. So lockdown has taught us many things. Things will never be the same. We have lost personal touch, but we have managed to keep in touch virtually with everybody. And all of us have become technology savvy. So we are not afraid of computers now, but we use the technology for our own goods. I think the time must be up because I'm myself timing, but I didn't start mine. Anyway, I'll stop here. And others were speaking so nicely, I didn't want to stop them.
Yeah, we have less people, so it's okay.
Gauri and Swarnaji should have talked a little bit more, and Sudhaji was really all excellent. And Ranjana madam from Calcutta, she explained things so nicely. It was very nice. Now I'm waiting for others to talk.
Yeah, so
we give them more time.
Yeah, no, you stick to your 5 to 7 minutes because otherwise many people will not have the chance to speak.
Okay, so, after 5 minutes, I will give a small ring.
Yes.
And instead, That doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I want you to stop, but that means that the time is less.
So I'm just pointing out to you people that there are some people I have got in my list who I'm reading out for, who have already confirmed that they will speak. The others who haven't, please do speak. Now I'm introducing you to Mrs. Khurshid Nayak, who is an active managing committee member of WGU. She is the chairperson of the study center in this term and has been the secretary of WGU in the last term. She has worked for over 30 years with the Bank of Baroda and does a lot of other voluntary service as well. She's a very soft-spoken person, you'll now realize. Khurshid?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah,
but
please take over.
I'll be light-hearted.
Please do.
Just before the lockdown, my husband and I were with a group in Himachal Pradesh, enjoying the beautiful snow mountains and all. And we came back fresh from there, and boom, the lockdown caught us. But the first thought was, we don't have any household help, and we are in our 70s. Don't get scared, get organized, stay disciplined. A daily routine has to continue. And only thing we were worried about our part-timers because we couldn't contact them. We didn't know what was happening to them. That was part of that. I learned a lot of things. Thankfulness, gratitude, that we had nice environment to live in. We had enough staples to get on with life. We had gratitude for everything. I also learned that it's nice to have a perfect partner. We worked in synchronization. So I would sweep and my husband Prakash would swap, and I would sweep and Prakash would mop. He did the bartan, I did the drying. I would do the dishes, and he would dry. So it went on. And then I suddenly realized I had so many new muscles in the body which I didn't know existed. They were aching all the time. I also learned that the best wake-up tonic in the morning is to look in your bathroom mirror and smile at yourself. It relaxes the muscles, it relaxes your face, it softens your facial expressions. And whatever you feel, start the day with a smile. I also discovered, of course, as everybody did, new dishes to experiment with in the kitchen. And my daughters overseas complain that when we were children, you never made anything like this for us. I said, can't help it.
There was no YouTube at that time.
No. And then I realized, okay, cooking is experimental, it's fun. But I realized that dusting is a dead-end job. It's a thankless job, and it can be postponed anytime. Others will praise your tasty dishes, but no one compliments you on how well you've dusted the sofas and the chairs and the hall is looking chaka-chak. No, nobody does that, notices that. I also suffered a personal loss. After all, doing the work, I lost 4 kilos, which was marvelous. Okay. I
also lost 14 kilos.
See, then I was also dazzled by nature and its resilience. I'm a nature lover, and all of you will remember the gorgeous blue skies, the clean air, the blue-green sea waters, and the gloriously colorful sunsets. They were unbelievable at that time. We have a peepal tree in the compound next door, and every morning I would listen to all the different birds singing.
You haven't mentioned the sparrows have come back. There were no sparrows at one point in time.
No, but they had started coming back.
I don't know. I have not seen them. After lockdown, I saw the first sparrow.
No. BNHS was logging all that. Okay. And then I was so thankful for caring neighbors who are also friends. They said, Arey, you don't have a cook. We have our in-house maids. So 4 neighbors would be sending dishes to us. And one neighbor even said, Auntie, you don't have to cook. My maid is there. We'll send you breakfast, lunch, dinner. I said, no, dear, thanks a lot. He didn't know he would be doing that for more than a year. But of course, we declined. And then we were grateful for the marvels of technology, as Ranjana ji and others have said, because we could keep in touch with our children. We could play games like damasharads and word building with our granddaughter in Scotland, and amuse her with riddles and jokes and things like that. Of course, you miss all the hugs and the physical relationships, but that's it. And I realized that we have an open, long balcony, and the joy of taking a walk in the open air in the evening. I used to put music on and watch the colors of the sunset, and it was so relaxing. I wouldn't take any calls or anything. And then I have a secret how to keep myself young. If I put on my glasses and look in the mirror, I can see 100 wrinkles. So I refuse to wear my specs and look in the mirror. I said, no way, I look much younger then. Okay. And above all, of course, you find joys in little things. Like I would be on the balcony and the little girl next door would be on her balcony and she would shout, Auntie, Auntie, how are you? And blow kisses and all. And it was such a joy. They're simple things of life, but they give you joy and they make you, carry on. So above all, there is gratitude for the abundance and resources we live in and the support we could give our staff for 9 months when they could not come. So we have to stay positive, cheerful, disciplined, helpful, and believe that the tomorrows will be better. So there's just one little line I want to say. Just breathe. Inhale your blessings and exhale gratitude. That's it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Korshed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I invite Sheila, Mrs. Sheila Shastri, to come and say a few words. Sheila has been a WGU managing committee. She is now a WGU trustee, and she has been a managing committee member for a long time. She has been the ex-president. She has been the ex-vice president. And over the years, she has been the chairperson of the computer committee, scholarship committee, and programs and fundraising committees for WGU. She has been the convener of the membership committee of Indian Federation of University Women's Association in the last term, last term, I think. And she has worked through her career mostly with the top management of the Tata Group in Bombay House. I don't want to elaborate. She has an illustrious career, but Sheila, please take over.
Thank you, Puravi, for your introduction. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here. And
You're half seen, only your forehead is visible.
Hmm?
Only your forehead is visible.
Oh, what does it matter?
So people have to see you. I have seen you enough, but many people haven't.
I think I know everybody who is here. Nothing.
Okay.
Including Ranjana, who has come all the way from Calcutta.
We've been together in the committees.
We've had a very great time together in, I think it was in Chennai. Or
yes.
I'm not sure. Okay. As you're aware, we are living in difficult and unprecedented times. With the
Sheila, just adjust your camera. We just can only see your spectacles.
Okay.
That's
Thank
better.
you for telling, otherwise she won't listen to me.
Okay. Entire world at standstill. I have been taking extra precautions to shield myself, keeping safe by not going out, excepting for medical reasons, not mingling with members of the society, and wearing a mask and going for walks within the complex of my society for fresh air. Although COVID-19 has disrupted the lives of several people, it has been a personal blessing for me to find time to do what I want to do, no rush to go anywhere, and an added advantage of meetings being held on Zoom. On the other hand, I miss the visits to club where I often met my school, college, and office contacts on a regular basis. I miss eating out at restaurants, but it helped that since a few months ago, we have been able to order food home. There have been several discussions of maids not being allowed, but I have not felt their absence, as I have always done the household chores myself for over 20 years, including cooking, which I always loved. Now it has given me an opportunity to watch videos and experiment new recipes. Since I had to skip my annual vacation, which I miss immensely, and I could not meet my children and friends, I have been on social media. This has given me great joy. Also, had an opportunity to be in touch with old friends all over the world. Spend time on webinars on different subjects such as music, reading, traveling, painting, landscaping. Read the papers and watch news on television, access to and reading e-papers and magazines, both national and international, which is something I never did pre-COVID and has kept me informed about the happenings around the world. WhatsApp, YouTube, plus other computer and phone-based applications have also been a good way to pass time and be in touch with what has been happening around the world. This certainly has drastically changed our lives. I hope with the rapid vaccination program, there is an end to the pandemic and we are back to normalcy once again. Thank you. Thank you, Puran.
So you still
Thank
have
you,
few
Sheila.
minutes.
That was really quick.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Sheila,
much.
you have 1 minute if you want to speak, say something.
Because I was prepared for it.
Yeah, okay. Now let me invite Mrs. Umahani Nagarwala, who is presently stuck in Muscat. She's trying very hard to come back to Bombay, but she can't. So I'm giving her an opportunity to meet all the WGU members. She has been a WGU member for many years. In fact, she was one of the members who initiated the setting up of the counseling center and was very active at the time. And in fact, she remembers Sudha. And she is a postgraduate in social sciences from TIS. Over to you, Mihani. Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hello, friends. It's been really nice that I'm listening to all of my friends, some of my friends all over again and seeing them too. And I'm far away from India just now, but it's good that I'm in contact with India all the time. Okay, as everybody, my name is Umahani Nagarwala, but everybody calls me Uma because it's too long a name for people to pronounce.
Achha, how do you pronounce it? What did you say?
Umahani.
So I was all right.
You were
so
perfect.
It's better
you
to
were
call
perfect.
you Uma. Okay.
Yes, everybody knows me as Uma.
Okay.
Well, my experience has been very different because let me begin by telling a little bit of myself. As Puravi said, I am a graduate from TIS, so social work has been my main aim, and like this is what my life was all about. And I was working at JJ Hospital as a social worker and a couple of other organizations also. And I've been associated with another organization called CIF, Council of International Fellowship, which is an organization of social workers. And I was happy that I was the president of the international organization of CIF, which is housed in Germany for 2 terms almost. And because of that, I have had a lot of experience meeting lots of social workers from all over the world. And that has been a real big positive aspect of my life. I was, as Purvi said, very active in WGU in the 70s and 80s. But unfortunately, my husband died in 1992, and that's when all my extracurricular activities came to almost a standstill because I had to take care of my 2 teenage daughters. And so I was not that active anymore with WGU and just occasionally attended the lectures and stuff like that. Now, what happened in this situation was that in February of 2020, I have one daughter who's in USA and one in Muscat, so I have just two daughters, and I live all by myself in Mumbai, in Kafpure, with of course part-time workers. So I must say that I was blessed that in the lockdown I was not in Mumbai. What happened was in the February of 2020, unfortunately, my daughter who was in USA had to undergo surgery for breast cancer. And I was supposed to go there in February to be with her, but February being a very cold month, she got herself operated at Mayo Clinic. It was not good for me to be there because the temperatures over there run into minus 20 degrees centigrade. So my other daughter from Muscat decided to go and be with her, and I decided to come and take care of her family in Muscat because my grandson was going to appear for the CBSE exam, 12th grade. So that's how I came to Muscat in February and was hoping to return back in March, back to Mumbai, because that's when my daughter was coming back from America. But just the day that I was about to come back to India, the lockdown started. So for me, it was in a way unfortunate, in a way fortunate also, because I could stay back with my daughter and her family and be more comfortable than what I would have been in Mumbai, of course, you know. And because of that, I had a lot of positive experience being with my daughter, my grandson, because I was not very literate with the internet, with the digital world. But being with my grandson, I was able to become really very literate with the digital world. I got to learn to do things online and all these things which I had never done before. So for that, for me, it was a big experience that I could do always, which I always wanted to do, but never got down to doing it. But with my grandson being just next to me, I was able to every 5 minutes ask him a question, or I would answer all my little silly queries or such, which for them were very silly, but for me they were very meaningful. So I learned a lot, and I'm now able to do a lot of things in the digital world. Also, I must say that the digital world has been a very good experience for me because once I was here, I started having some pain in my hip joint. And because of Zoom, I was able to get in touch with one of the very good physiotherapists in Mumbai, Dr. Kashmira. And with her help on Zoom, I did a couple of sessions, and my pain of my hip joint disappeared. And I used to, get down steps like one at a time. Now I can get down steps all like a normal person, which for me is a big achievement that I can get down steps. I don't need held on to any support or anything. I can get down, get on, and I'm in my late 70s now. So this is a big achievement for me. So that was a big positive aspect of the lockdown. I could be here, and yet with Zoom, I could do lots of physiotherapy sessions and get rid of my pains and aches. Also, another positive aspect of this lockdown was my daughter's family here is very conscious of nutrition. So I was able to eat a lot of good food without my getting all the time into the kitchen. Though I did get into the kitchen to make special dishes, which they all enjoyed, but I didn't have to do the routine day-to-day cooking. And because of that, as some of the other members said, I was able to lose some weight, which I badly needed to also. So that was good for me. And our house being quite big, I was able to do all my walking within the house. So every day I can walk for an hour within the house, which was really very good for me. I could not do that in Bombay because I would have to go to a garden. But in the lockdown, it would not have been possible. But being here, I could do that too. So that was also a big advantage to me. I also learned to see programs of Netflix. So I saw some good programs. I got back to my reading habits, which I had practically given up in Mumbai. So I read some good books also. So that was another positive aspect. I could read some good books. Then I had planned to return, in this April back to Mumbai. But once again, came a pandemic in a bad way in Mumbai. So back again, I'm here. and I'll have to stay probably some more time because both my daughters insist that I don't get back to Bombay till it
Bombay is
better.
very bad right now. I think you're in a very good place.
True,
I
true.
think you
And
stay
I've
there
been
for some time.
very fortunate that I've been able to get my vaccination also.
Yeah.
My 2
We're running
doses
short of
of,
vaccines in Bombay, so it's better you
yeah,
be there. Yeah.
yeah, I had my 2 doses of my Pfizer vaccine also. So from all that point of view, there have been a lot of positive aspects. The only negative aspect, of course, is that I'm in all my friends and, my life, of course, no matter how comfortable you are in your daughter's house, you miss home after a long. It's been more than a year now.
That's
so
you have
naturally,
Zoom.
I'm missing home. But otherwise, I'm leading a very comfortable life here, being taken care of totally over here. And hopefully, I will return soon. I'm hoping, but I don't know when. And I think that's my positive experience of the only negative experience was that I've not been able to be in touch with all my friends there, and I'm missing my home. But otherwise, for me, this lockdown has not been really bad. For some people, it's been really difficult. Especially if I was alone at home, it would have been really not so good.
It would have been quite difficult. Yes.
I would have had 2 part-time mates, which both could not come, and I would have been alone at home.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy. I think I'll close by just saying that I would like just to say 2 lines, that life is not about pleasing everyone, but it's about hurting no one. So I think that is one aim that people should have, that in whatever way they can should not hurt anyone, because pleasing everyone is not possible, but hurting no one is possible. So I end my little talk by saying that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uma. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you.
Now let me invite. She's one of our last speakers who has agreed to speak. After this, I'm going to invite the others whom I know here who haven't committed, but I hope they will speak. Merlin, please come in. Merlin Vasudev Montero is a life member of WGU and is a practicing advocate. She is also a certified mediator and arbitrator from Indian Merchants Chamber. By the way, I've also done it from IMC. Chalo, okay. Merlin, take over, please.
Okay, good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to hear all of your thoughts and experiences during the lockdown. And also Sudha ma'am and Swaran ma'am have given us the history of WGU, which at least I did not know, and I am aware, and it was
this was
very
Havovi's idea. This was Havovi's
Yes,
idea. Yes.
Okay. Yes, but it was very enlightening, and it is always nice for us to know what the history is about.
Yes.
We're coming to the topic of the lockdown. Lockdown has taught us or given us all our lessons in life, irrespective of our age, irrespective of everything that we so much profess about religion, about our degrees, about our work, about our culture, about our habits. The lockdown has brought all these things at one flat level and taught us that we have to respect nature. We have to respect, this is my understanding of the lockdown. We have to respect nature, we have to respect our health, and we have to be disciplined in life. Now, this discipline, I realize that we have to continue it always, because Corona is here to stay. It's only a matter of driving it away at a distance from all of us. That is one thing what I have learned during the lockdown. It was a blessing in disguise about the lockdown, because I have just got married 3 years back, and I have spent one nice whole year at home, which otherwise would not have been possible due to my work schedule, and as I also attend the court matters. This has given me a new perspective to look at in life, to pursue my hobbies. I have pursued my hobbies of painting. Of course, I didn't have the paint brushes at home, and in lockdown, I could not get any. So with the pen or pencil, I have started using the rough paper and doing the sketches and all. That was one thing what I would always like to do, but I would never get the time to do that in the last 20 years. The other thing is that in our profession, we also had advocates and senior advocates and judges who have brought themselves to a platform of Zoom and like Zoom other platforms, especially on Zoom, because as soon as the lockdown came, the only platform which was more circulated is Zoom platform. Thereafter, there came other platforms like WebEx and some other platforms also. So they brought themselves down to give us lectures, to teach us how to cope up with staying inside the house during lockdowns. That was a very good thing. And I've used my time at home, at least 2 hours or 3 hours in a day, to hear those videos which were there on the net, given by noted speakers of Supreme Court, of various high courts, including our Bombay High Court. There were judges which we otherwise don't get to learn or to hear from them. They have started opening up to give us advice to our advocates and to give us a sort of an inspiration or a motivation also to stay put in the house, and also to keep our minds working with different type of laws and all, which we can use the internet to look at it, because most of us have all our law books in the offices, not in the houses. We don't have it at house. So they have come out with various platforms on internet also, which really helped us, and I have used that time to read on to all type of legal matters online. Apart from that, I also seen many videos and many photos um, of places, of cities, of places abroad, places in India, remote places in India, without people on the roads, without traffic, without public. And it was a wonderful sight, which I tried to introspect in myself. And I found I tried to learn that whatever it be, we have to learn to respect nature. And we have to try our best to avoid, to put all our unwanted stuff out on the roads. Littering the roads should stop. Dirting the roads should stop. This I found that this is a chance that this corona lockdown has given us to try to discipline ourselves, and to try to motivate other people also to discipline themselves, to keep up to this discipline, so that we lead better lives in future. It has a blessing. It has come for nature, in the sense like we are now seeing a lot of we have seen a lot of unpolluted scenes of nature, which was really a wonderful sight. Otherwise, looking at the roads, looking at the way the industrial wastes are polluting the waters, the air, and it was really a much required, I would say it was really much required for nature to cure itself, to rejuvenate itself, which it has done. Now, since we are still in lockdown, it is fine. The only question that comes to me is that what will happen after the whole lockdown is lifted and we are all back to our usual routine work.
Just
We
watch.
may find a difference
just
on that.
Just watch the paradigm shift.
Yes. And I came across one saying in one of the newsletters. I'll just end it by saying that although coronavirus vaccine is not available, this had come out before the vaccine has come through. But the phrase got to my mind, so I would like to share it with you all. Although coronavirus vaccine is not available, coronavirus itself is Earth's vaccine, and us humans are virus.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
That's nice, Merlin. Sunita ji, आपका video चला गया. Please come on. Now, see, Merlin was the last person who had agreed to speak.
No. Merlin is not the last people. Purobi Ghosh is also going to talk.
1 minute. I have 5-6 people here sitting very quietly and not saying a thing. Kashmira, I've never seen you so quiet in my life. So please come up. Jayashree, Dinu, where have you disappeared? At the right moment, you've disappeared. Savita, please, you guys have to speak. And Havovi is patiently waiting. She has to give the vote of thanks, and she's also going to share her experience of lockdown. I don't know how much patience you people will have. If Gauri permits, we will have another session of open session after this. Now, somebody has disappeared in the middle. Swaran, I think. Acha. Now, Dinu has disappeared at the right moment. So, Kashmira, would you like to say something?
Mute.
Kashmira.
Please unmute, please.
Unmute. Huh. Would you like to say something? Where is she gone?
Purabi, you are the host. You can unmute her.
No, where is she, but?
She was here just now.
Oh, there she is.
She has switched off her all. She is here. You can unmute her.
Let me go there to unmute her. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Not you can.
Would you
talk.
like to say a few words?
Again, she's
Again,
on
you
mute.
muted yourself. Please unmute. Yeah. Now, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I.
1 minute. Kashmira is a trustee and chairperson of Constitution Amendment Committee of WGU. She has been the honorary secretary for WGU for several terms and is a vice president. And she's also studied law, and she will continue to tell you that she hasn't practiced law. Continue, please.
Start. I could not practice law because I married on the 5th day after writing my last paper.
We all know this by heart by now.
Yeah. Okay, chalo. What I want to tell you is what I enjoy most in my house doing is I opened the trunk where all my photos are kept. You know, my marriage photos, my babies, and their first step, first raincoat, their first cycle, the first day in school, and the family gathering, the religious ceremony. And when the whole family, we were, I think, about 90 members in the Meromji family. And today we find that we are only 4 of us left. And we are, everybody aged and passed away. But I really want to say, do go back to see your photos. They bring back such lovely memories. You want to hug your children again. That is what I can say. Thank you. Come on, Purabi.
Your audio has gone.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, now it has come back. It's going like you. It comes and goes.
And doing anything, it goes by itself and comes by itself.
This is not done by WGU at all.
I don't know then who's done it.
Continue.
It is happening, Purabi. Nevertheless, it's happening. And you are just.
Okay, then you were on your photographs, yeah.
Yes, I just done that, and I really think that besides everything else, having, you know, my wonderful husband, 90-year-old, I've got a chance to spend more time with him and love him very much. And my grandchildren are there. I have 5 grandchildren, 6 children, and they all keep me busy, and they all love me. And I don't feel alone because I have their backing and their support and their love to shield me from every possible what shall I say, calamity. I won't use the word calamity, but every possible problem that I had to face during the lockdown. That is all. That is it.
Thank you, Kashmira. That was, as usual, the Kashmira kind of repertoire. Very good. Chalo, then, Dinu, would you like to say something? Dinu, unmute. Unmute. Would you like to say?
I think everybody else has said a lot about what everybody has done. So I'll be repeating some of the stuff. So I think more or less everything has been covered. And basically a few, we must get back to nature. We were able to hear the birds chirping in the morning because there was no traffic. And, lots of other things. But I can see, I can see a few faces yawning. So
No. Who's yawning? Please. You are
They
not
are
supposed to yawn.
smiling. Dinu, they are smiling, not
Now,
yawning.
everybody has had a very good chance of speaking, of expressing what has been done. More or less everything has been covered, I think. So I just want to wish everybody the best. We don't know how long this lockdown is going to be. We don't know anything about corona. It's a new disease. So we've got to face it and carry on with our lives,
Yes.
I try to carry
We
on.
will now start training Zoom. Zoom platform training by Sunita Mahajan.
Okay.
Acha, are you done, Dinu?
Yes, thank you and thank you for
Savita, would you like to say something? Yeah, Dinu. Yes.
Just one thing I want to say. Thank you very much, Purobi, for organizing this. It's been quite enlightening, but it's more or less what everybody else has been.
Yes, it's just sitting together over a cup of tea from your own house.
Correct. Absolutely. That's the right thing. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Dinu. Savita, would you like to say something? Savita, unmute yourself, please.
I can say a few sentences, I guess.
Please.
I would just like to give a little topic kind of thing. Number one, what things we have learned. We've learned to appreciate nature. I mean, pollution was at such a high. And then sitting at home, you find that you can watch nature, you can see beauty. I took to gardening. I have my 2 balconies, and I have lovely roses and mogras and this and that. The other day, I was eating a papaya, and I took out the seeds of a papaya and the chikuka, and I put them to dry for a little time, and then I put them in. And then suddenly I saw 2 sprouts coming out from the chiku, and there was one more in another pot, and it was like a little one about 3 to 3 inches
Not
long.
bad.
But I couldn't make out from the leaves what it was. And then suddenly the leaf became big, and it was a papaya. So I said,
Wow.
oh God, that papaya has also taken root. So you can really admire nature. And we used to go for a walk at the Breach Candy Club, and in the evening, they don't allow anybody, except there. So there are only about 5, 6 or 10 people walking around there. And you see the sunset from there, and you really admire it. Nature is such a beautiful thing. And then those videos that used to come on our mobiles, they've showed streets empty with some animals coming in, some tigers and this and that. And that really gave you a thrill, that what life was about. So I think that a lot of thrilling things have happened. Then suddenly my college started, and we started having Zoom. And I know the first time when I wanted to do it, I had to ask my son. And I told him, please come and show me what to do. So he showed me the first few times, and then he would say, I'm not coming early in the morning, your lectures are starting at 9, I'm not coming so early. So then I had to sort of learn up, and this is my second semester. This thing is on, just mute somebody who's got. Okay, so there are two semesters, and the first semester when I started Zoom, I was really nervous. I wasn't sure I was getting it right. I wasn't sure I was doing. And then now I've become master it. All my students love me because we are now having presentations on it. We used to anyway do 40% internal assessment. So we are doing it on this. Today we had 3 students did it, and I just asked them casually, so where do you live and where are you in Bombay? And she said, I'm in Delhi. I said, I know you must be living in Delhi, but where are you now? She said, I'm in Delhi. Another one who talked, and and one talked on pollution as such, and the other one talked about other negligence and things like we're doing taught subject. And she tells me she is in Lucknow or something. I was saying, isn't there anybody from Bombay? It's really, and now I feel happy even talking on the Zoom, because we had such numbering things to discuss and talk about.
I like Zoom. The biggest advantage I have is
I have started on. I am not doing on Zoom. Actually, I am doing on Google Meet. From last 2 semesters, we've started college thing.
All
and
colleges have
Google
started
Meet.
Google Meet actually. Yes.
Yeah, 2 terms. I finished 2 terms of it.
No,
on
no,
Google
free,
Meet.
no, Google
And
Meet is
Google
free
Meet
as
is
of now.
better. Yeah, but
It's
Google
free
Meet I
as of
find
now.
better because it not only is free, but it doesn't stop after 45 minutes or 40 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
It goes on, it goes on for a
Yeah,
long distance. So
All
that's
our
why I like it.
on Google Meet.
Then the photos part of it, which I heard when I heard Kashmira, it is so true. I used to, on every birthday, I used to go to my chest of, I've got a whole lot of albums, like, the small ones that when they used to give us, and they used to put the photos in those small little plastic things. And, when you used to develop them, they used to do it. I'd go there and find their photos when they were young or something. And every birthday I would send them 5-6 photographs from this thing. My sister-in-laws, my sisters, my brothers, my grandchildren, my sons, my daughter-in-laws. I mean, so all the time and then they were saying, oh, we don't know, we look like this and so on. So that was also a big learning experience. And so when you go through it, when you go through your life, you're learning all the time. Another thing I learned to do is pray and exercise. My son would say, you have to do exercise, you haven't gone on something. So morning I used to get up at 6 o'clock, and at the corner of my balcony, I have a balcony which has 2 windows, so that the corner I get breeze from both the sides. I used to sit there at 6 a.m. I used to stand there 6 a.m. and do pranayams and all those other yoga things. And at the time, before that, when I used to see my oxy pulsometer, we have the pulse oximeter, when they tell you your oxygen level is what in your finger. I used to do it before because my husband used to do it, so I used to do it. It used to be 96, 97, and so on. Now, after I did the pranayams, it comes straight to 99, and then it goes to 98. So I've got, my oxygen level has come up, and that's one of the things, that when I was doing those pranayams and those some exercises, some yogas, I do in that corner. And then after that, I would do my prayer either before or after. And I was just saying, no, we must do our prayer. No, because I never had a habit of doing a prayer. So I'd take out one of our books that are there, and I would read it, and I would, read a chapter each day. And I thought that was also pretty good, And then I thought that ideas come from where? This is the thing when I was doing, where did the ideas come from? And they said that it's all around us. The ideas are all, knowledge is not lost. It's all around us. And they said, Brahman has all those, everything knowledge is there. So I'd say, Brahman, give me some idea what to do. And I'll tell you one thing so funny. I have this internal, CCTV. I have a CCTV because, upstairs and downstairs, so I have a CCTV to see what's happening. And, when I first put it in, and that was quite some time ago, that must be about like 4 years ago, since 4 years, it used to make so much noise. And, I had to take it from my first floor from my bedroom floor to the lower floor so that I don't hear it. I couldn't sleep in the night, and it gives a lot of noise. And when I was doing this, telling Brahman, I said, what is this? I want to win now. I have to close my bedroom door or something. And you won't believe it, after a week, that's about how many months ago? About 4 months ago. 4 months ago, I was saying what to do, how to do, what to do, how to do. And suddenly the sound stopped. Now 4 months, that zoom sound that used to come from this CCTV, it's no longer coming. No longer coming. So anyway, he says, why do you believe? I said, well, this is one of the things I can tell you. But I mean, it's not, maybe it's not from that, whatever it is, but I do believe that knowledge is there around you everywhere. It's not kept in some god, or it's not kept in some corner, or it's not kept in some planet. It's all around us. It's all around us. The thing is, you have to be a container and a receiver. You have to be able to say, I believe in it, and I want you to come. I want you to come. And when you are a believer and you are a container, you say, come to me, and you believe, absolutely believe in it. It really gives you ideas. I mean, I just tell them, please give me some ideas so I know what to do. Then I keep on saying, ye kharab ho gaya, ye kya karoon. It's more or less alone if you are that, you don't know what to do. And I found that I love that. I just love that. I mean, I never knew there was a word like Brahman. I never knew there was a word like Brahman. I know Brahma, but Brahman I never knew. And this is when I started reading some of those things, when these books of prayer books and this and that. And I found there's a thing, Brahman, there's a whole space around us. And then it says that knowledge is there all around you. And then I started, like saying, believing in it, come on, tell me what to do, how to do. And that's how I want to end it. So it's been a great learning thing, and that you must be happy about everything. That's the best thing. Be happy about everything. Do be positive, positive, positive. And you want to also, when you want knowledge from anything, don't ask for negative this thing. Ask for a positive knowledge. And that's my namaskar to everybody. All of you. Love you. Love you. Keep safe and be happy.
Thank you. Thank you. Joy City, I think, has gone. I don't know who is on this iPhone. I cannot identify. Is that Hilda? Is that Hilda on iPhone? Anyway, since Gauri wanted me to say a few words, I'll just keep it short because Havovi will then take over. But see, my experience with lockdown is very different from anybody else's because I have never done housework in my life. And when the first day of lockdown, I had to enter the kitchen because nobody was coming. I had to actually identify what is a saucepan, what is a ladle, what is a bowl. And it took me half a day to identify things and see where what is lying. I used to go to the net and I check and I see what is being used for what. So it took me a couple of days just to understand what to use what for what. And then the first day I only cooked rice. And I cooked rice and I sat. And the rice was on the rice cooker. So, in that 1 year is an evolution. I became an excellent cook. So wow. I think, I am surprised. I saw,
we are coming.
I dusted because I have an OCD for hygiene. So I used to dust everything. I used to bring down everything. So I don't want to even remember what happened. And I don't want a situation again like this, my God. I have started a blog. I love writing. So I started a blog. It has now almost become a professional blog. So I blog. So these are the things. Now let me hand it over to Havovi Gandhi. Havovi is a past president and coordinating trustee in WGU today. She is also the chairperson of the WGU Behramji Lal Kaka Balwadi Committee. She is an active Lions member. I don't want to get into your details of Lions. So Havovi, please take over.
Ruby, you never gave any of my history at all.
Because I told you that I have only taken those who have committed.
But I
you said no.
Just as
you
big
had said no to
Akanksha.
Anyway, please tell me now. Please tell me now.
No, now I
Sabita
just
has also been an ex-president. Sabita has been a trustee. Sabita has been with IFUA. Sabita, Gauri, please.
It was an honorary secretary there. I and all of us were there. Sudha and me.
He is a professor for last almost 25, 30 years in Government Law College.
Yeah,
thank you.
She has been to be a professor with Government Law College. Yes.
And we went to Manchester together. Manchester together for the IFUA thing. The most happiest time in our life. Swaran was there. Sudha was there. Tanaz was there. I was there, and so many of us, we had a lovely time. And it was all because of IFU, which is now the Graduate Women
GWI.
International.
GWI.
In fact, we are grateful to Sabita Chugani when we were in IFUA, when I was also there, when Sudha was the chairperson. We used to always go and stay in Pune in the apartment of Sabita Chugani. We used to go to Bangalore, stay in a bungalow there. So thank you. We have really enjoyed.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember that. Yes.
No. Actually, we can go and stay there without being a part of IFU also. No issues.
Yes.
We can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Okay, good evening. I've unmuted myself.
Yes.
Friends, after nearly a year, we had a program where we shared our experiences during this lockdown. The year 2020 for all of us will be remembered as it gave us a platform to work towards the things which we wanted to do, but we couldn't do it because of lack of time or our commitment to other factors in life. So during this lockdown, slowly but surely, I once again built my bondage with my family with whom I had less time as I was very busy last year campaigning for my Lions movement. But now this year, I am more near my family. We once again sat down for dinners together. Practically all the meals are taken always together. And we also used to discuss welfare of each other, which was lacking. During this lockdown, I took a small training with an international trainer in positive thinking and how to go about during this pandemic time.
His name is Mr. Piyush Parekh, and he used to take us around, motivating us only when you used to get into some
motivational
depressing
speaker.
state. He was a very good motivational speaker.
I think you
And
introduced him
I
to
introduced
me.
you once, I think. Yes,
Yeah.
you also attended
Yeah,
the
I
session.
joined in. Yeah.
Yes. I also attended many webinars, on different subjects. And most important, I learned the technology and took advantage of this computer. I went on Google now and then, learned how to do these different recipes. And most important, as Sabita said, I also took interest in gardening. We have a small patch outside our house where I started working, and every day in the morning, something or the other. And today I can see a lot of flowers, a lot of different plants blooming, which gave me a lot of satisfaction. Friends, today, uh, today I have drifted from the activities of WGU, which I once again got myself into it. And today I have been given this privilege to do vote of thanks officially by our chairman, Purobi. Purobi, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Habubi, for taking it up.
I, on behalf of the entire fraternity of our institution, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to Almighty for creating this opportunity today for all of us to meet virtually at least and speak our mind on our experiences during the lockdown. I saw today many ladies spoke from their heart and took us to a place where we thought, oh, what are we going to do sitting at home? But now today I know that our ladies are really active. And if you get down to do something, you always manage to get it. So very good. I also must say that with Swaranji and with Sudhaji, we got to know what our WGU is for. Our WGU has worked towards our institution has worked so hard over the last so many years that we feel proud to be a member of the WGU. At least I feel that. And I'm sure I'm going to work for this institution more in future also. I extend my very hearty vote of thanks to our speakers, first and foremost to President Gauri Chabria for sharing her experiences during the lockdown. Then to Mrs. Ranjana Banerjee, President of IFUA and Yuva Asia. Thank you, Ranjana ji. You spoke really very well. And I'm always been your friend whenever I met you, especially the time when I used to come with Gauri and sometimes with Sheila and attend the IFUA meetings. I do miss that. I also thank our trustee and past president Swaran Kohli and Sudha Padye for giving us peek into the history of WGU and tracing CCAC activities and evolutions. Our good friends and members, Mrs. Khorshid Nayak, Uma Nagarwala, Umeheni Nagarwala, Srila Shastri, Merlin Vasudeva, and our member Sunita Mahajan, who has been our moderator and also gave her experiences. I thank you all for spending your valuable time and coming for the meeting today and sharing all your experiences with us.
You have to thank Sabita and Dinu.
Yes, I also thank Sabita and Dinu for on the spot giving us their experiences.
Did you mention Kashmira? Otherwise, you'll get killed.
She always
No. Kashmira has always been there. I can never forget her.
Manjula was also there.
Kashmira, yes. Khurshid also I had mentioned. Khurshid in the beginning only.
Khurshid, she has already, yeah. Merlin
Friends,
was there.
to get this meeting organized, it
Yes,
requires
she went
planning
off early.
and a bird's eye view for details. We thank our chairperson Purobi for spearheading today's function, backed by a team of a very motivated and dedicated colleagues.
Thank you so much, Habubi. It
Everyone
can't be
enough
done
for
without you people, yeah.
Thank you.
And their willingness to take on the time.
Just the last line from me. Thank you,
Yes.
WGU, for organizing.
Yeah, thank
this.
her. Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
And I
Nice,
think
Ranjana.
speakers
It's
from the
nice
floor.
seeing you.
Ranjana.
And
We
I
have
I hope to see
interacted
you
with
in
long lost
Mumbai.
friends. Even
Friends,
if not
and I sincerely hope that
digitally.
in near future also similar type
Requesting
of
all of
workshop
you to
meetings
see
could be
me in the
organized and held for the benefit of the WGU members. I think this, I have a small request to Purobi.
Yeah.
There is, you have made, I think, a recording of this whole
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
If you can send this recording
Yes.
to our WGO members, all the
Yes.
members,
Yeah.
and attaching it, like asking Akanksha to do it, at least those members who could not attend will feel that next time when this sort of a similar meeting takes place, we
They
should
should be
make
a
it a
part of
point
it.
to attend. So
Yes.
do send it, because that will be a plus point for all the work that you've done for this meeting.
Sure.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Going ahead with what Havovi said, I'm going to soon start putting all our recordings and have an account of WGU on YouTube so that the world can see. Thank
Oh,
you.
that
Very
would
good.
be really
That's
good.
very nice.
That's good. That's more. We may have
Very
more
good.
members
Very
if
good.
people go through it. We require young.
That's what we are doing. Other organization, we are putting all our programs on YouTube now.
That's very good. That's very good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm closing the meeting with your.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye.
Wish you all
God
the
bless
best.
to everybody.
Compliments
Bye,
to
everybody.
Purobi.
Bye.
Thank you.
Compliments
Bye.
to Purobi.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Sabita.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, Ranjana ji. Bye.
Bye.